Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have a very brief video. I'd like them to run the video now and hope members will pay attention. It's not funny. Yep, well. Well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sorry about that. We started partway through it. That is a relatively small amount of lithium batteries. The manufacturers have told us that the fire suppression systems on their aircraft are not adequate to control a lithium battery fire. Yet, in the bill, we're going to perpetuate an amendment that was adopted in the last FAA bill at the behest of the Chinese battery manufacturers, Chinese device manufacturers, and those Americans who are licensing the devices and batteries in China. They're saying it's impossible to move lithium batteries in containers, in ships, or other ways that would interrupt their supply chain. It's so urgent that the batteries move so quickly they must go on aircraft. We have already lost 2 cargo airplanes because of uncontrolled lithium battery fires. You know, for years, the United States of America has pushed the international community to do things they don't want to do in terms of safety. You know, we have set that standard. This says we can't do that. We are bound to the ICAO and whatever rules they adopt. Essentially, China has a veto power over any safety rules regarding lithium batteries. Now, the advisory committee of ICAO has said, get them off. ICAO has failed to act. We don't know if they will act. And yet, in this bill, we're going to say if ICAO doesn't act until there is an accident on a passenger airplane with lithium batteries as the designated cause, God forbid it's like ValueJet over the Everglades, which it could likely be, we can't regulate. Now, we've always talked about the tombstone mentality at FAA. We've moved away from that a lot. But this is a statutorily reimposing a tombstone authority. You know, this is, you know, we've looked at this. I mean, relatively small batteries can cause this, let alone a large number of the small batteries packaged together. You know, let's just go to one issue. Flight deck UPS Flight 6 takes off Dubai. Plane's cargo of lithium batteries ignited. According to the official accident report, the cockpit was filling with persistent, continuous smoke and fumes 4 minutes after the first fire warning. 4 minutes after that, the environment was full of continuous blinding smoke. So thick, the crew, even though they had put on their masks, could not see the cockpit instruments inches in front of their face. 21 minutes later, the plane was out of the control, slammed into the ground. That was 29 minutes, beginning to fatal accident. Now, I would hate to think that we're going to tie the hands of the FAA from making a recommendation. Most of our major airlines have already said, no way, no how, we don't want those. But guess what? We have interlining of cargo and baggage, and since some of the foreign airlines and some airlines are still allowing the carriage, we don't really know if there's lithium batteries in the hold or not of these passenger airplanes. It should be a uniform rule that is adopted, and we should allow the regulatory safety authority, because we've talked a lot here about safety, to go ahead and make a rule. And there'll be plenty of time between now and the time the rule is adopted, unless they, even if they do an emergency rulemaking, for all of the Chinese manufacturers under contract to all the U.S. device makers to begin to put the cargo on ships. I'm a little less concerned about a shipborne fire in a cargo container than I am about lithium battery fires on a long-range aircraft. So I would urge that my colleagues adopt this. I mean, 8 batteries is what was involved in that. That wasn't a cargo hold, it wasn't a pallet, that was 8 batteries that caused that catastrophic event. The plane would not have survived that fire. With that, I yield back.